Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? Happy Tuesday to y'all. It's been a rough week for me, but I'm praying that God help me through this week. I am Mike D, aka DEE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World, aka Mike Deasy, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today on this Tuesday to give you a point of view. Shout out to the Point Place player. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. And shout out to my boy MBZ, my little homeboy. Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be full of talk. I'm going to try to be on here for a little minute. I need to talk about some things that has happened in the sports that I didn't cover over the weekend. First thing I want to talk about is, of course, I want to talk about the situation with the 76ers and James Harden. Daryl Morey is still reporting that James Harden does not want to be in Philly. He did not go to the training camp or to the first meeting that they have when they go and talk to the media, have media day. That's what it's called. And they say James Harden did not report to that. It's obvious you're going to have to trade him. Where do you want to trade him? Can you get a superstar back for James Harden? James Harden still has value in the NBA. But the question is, who are you going to put to pair up with Joel Embiid? Because this is ridiculous. James Harden has been doing this for the last 5 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Well, 4, something like that. This is ridiculous, man. And I'm saying this because of the reason of why I'm saying this. Is because you're not happy on a team. You went to Brooklyn. You went to go play with your boy Kevin Durant. You didn't want that. So you ended up leaving because of Kyrie Irving. You got traded to Philly. You left Houston because you didn't want to play with John Wall and them. Come on, man. Where can you go now? I think the Clippers could get him now. They might not get a valuable piece unless they trade Russell Westbrook, because that's the other way I can see that happen. And I wouldn't want to trade him. I just gave out phones to my team yesterday during media day, during their first meeting. Man, it's just crazy right now what's going on with James Harden, man. James Harden value has dropped. It's just that simple. His value has dropped. He's getting to the point now where he's going to end up becoming a bench player. And when I say a bench player, get him off the bench, let him be the sixth man, try to help a team win a championship. Because he's losing his value very quick. People are starting to disown and dislike James Harden for what he does. And that's just simple. He doesn't care because he's a millionaire. But I would want to have my career where I'm making some deep dollars and also making deep pushes at trying to win a championship. It's just that plain and simple with James, man. I mean, I hate that happening to him. And I hate that that's what it is. But it is what it is, Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Major League wildcard baseball playoffs are starting. For right now, it's the Rangers and the Rays, and I think that the Rays, I'm going for the Rays to win, but I think that the Rangers might make it interesting because the Rangers blew their chance of hosting the playoff game, and shout out to the Astros for coming through in the end and doing it. Dusty got them right. So now they host a playoff series, the Astros. And I will say this, the Astros are a team, ladies and gentlemen, that can get back in the mix of winning something. So be careful how you guys think that the Astros not going to do it. They light up at this time of the year and make a strong push. So keep an eye on that. But with that being said, last night, terrible Monday night game between the Seahawks and the Giants. Shout out to the Seahawks for winning. Geno Smith is proving to everybody that he deserves to be in the NFL as a quarterback. Daniel Jones, man, they miss Saquon Barkley. They miss him. Without them having Saquon Barkley, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Man, I don't know what's going on with the Giants system. The Giants, and I know it's still kind of early in the season, but they need to start making some ground now. They've only won one game. And it's not working for what they're doing, man. I'm just telling you, they're starting off bad. They need to be doing what they need to do to try to get across, to get somewhere in a mix for a wild card or something, man. They have to compete. The Patriots have to compete. The Saints have to compete. You know, and everybody's always now looking out for the game of the week, which is going to be the Cowboys versus the 49ers. If Dak Prescott can win this game, he is starting to get over that black cat, which is the 49ers. It's just that simple. I think that the Seahawks are proving that Russell Wilson needs them more than he thought he didn't. Because Geno Smith has got these boys now, could possibly be in the wild card and host a playoff game in their division. I'm just telling you what I see so far. The Seahawks are doing way better than what Denver's doing. You know, Russell Wilson wished that him and Pete Carroll was back together now. Because at least with Pete Carroll, you know that you got a chance to be in the playoffs. With the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, it's not happening right now. Now he could turn the season around. Don't get me wrong, he could turn it around. But man, they got to do better. NBA season, preseason starts, I think either tomorrow, Wednesday, 1. I just want to see the game between the Lakers and the Warriors, the preseason game, to see what the Lakers and the Warriors look like going forward to the season starts. I want to see what the Clippers are going to look like. I want to see what Philly's going to look like, even though James Harden might play, he might not. What the Bucks are going to look like with all their pieces that they got. I think Campaign has signed with them as well. Drew Holiday and the Celtics with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Man, I'll tell you like this here. Boston's bench is gonna look horrible if they don't get no quality pieces on their team, man. You let Robert Williams go. You traded Robert Williams for Drew Holiday. Man, I don't know. And Portland's gonna be, as a young team, Portland is going to be it. But I'll tell you this here, folks, and this is something I hope that happens. I hope that Portland trades Robert Williams to a contender. You don't think the Lakers could use him? You don't think Denver could use him? You don't think Dallas could use him? Man, Robert Williams is going to be a trade asset. I think he's going to be traded wherever team he's on, Portland, I think. But he's going to be traded. They're going to be trying to look for him either All-Star break or sometime next season. So it's just that, in my mind, I think that's what it is. You know. Great Monday Night Raw last night. The main event was Tommaso Ciampa versus Gunther. We all knew that Gunther was not going to lose. I don't know who's going to beat Gunther. But I do believe that Gunther will be Intercontinental Champion before Royal Rumble. If they got him as the favorite to win the Royal Rumble, I think he will lose the Intercontinental title before then. Tommaso Ciampa is a guy that could have beaten Gunther. Now, if they're going to keep the story going on, where him and Johnny Gargano goes up against him, then that's what it is. I'm just hypothetically talking right now, but I do know my wrestling. I do know that Becky Lynch will be on NXT tonight. I hate to say this, and I'm hoping that this doesn't happen, guys, but I do think that Trick Williams will possibly lose the NXT North American title tonight in a rematch to Dom. I think what it was they wanted to try to get Trick over to see how he is with a championship belt, and it looks like Dom Mysterio is probably going to end up winning the title back. I hope that doesn't happen, but that's the feeling that I'm getting. That's the words that I'm reading. That's the rumors that I'm hearing. And it'll be a shame if Trick wins the title Saturday and then just up and lose the title Tuesday. It's possibly going to happen. I hate to tell you I hate to tell you people that, but that's what's going to happen. Because they see more in Dominic Mysterio now than they do in Trick Williams. There was a rumor out that said that Ali was possibly not going to beat Dominic Mysterio. They could have did that with him if he would have stayed with the company. They could have let him win the title right then and there and then lost it back to Dominic. But I'm thinking that they could pull a fast one and keep Trick with the belt and have the storyline where Dom's in trouble with Rhea Ripley. But man, it's tough. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow if that happens with Trick Williams. Oh man, wrestling. Like I said, wrestling was a good show last night. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day for the tag team titles. Excuse me. I think that not Dominic Mysterio, but I think that Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes will not win those tag team titles. I think Drew McIntyre comes in and stops Cody from winning the titles. I think Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes start a rivalry after Fastlane. I think that's where you go now. Seth Rollins and Shinsuke. Shinsuke's he's been the one that's been getting all the heat put on him. Seth Rollins has not done nothing in this rivalry. Seth Rollins is going to win the match. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be pushed strong, but he's not going to win the match. Because they're using Shinsuke as a hard push right now. And that's why I think that he's not going to win the match against Seth Rollins. He could fool me, and Damian Priest cashes in and wins the title. That could possibly happen where they take the belt off of him to put the belt on Shinsuke to keep him in the main event statue, which I think is what's happening right now. And it took WWE a long time to do this, and they should have did this with Shinsuke. It was a while back that he did it when he won the Royal Rumble and didn't beat AJ Styles, which I thought he should have beaten AJ to at least have a world title push. But they didn't do it with him. So we're going to see what happens with Shinsuke at Fastlane. I think that Shinsuke has a chance to, brighten up his horizons as well. Cedric Alexander and Bronson Reed was not a squash. Cedric Alexander did bring it. I don't know if they're going to try to push Cedric Alexander again. He's a former Cruiserweight champion, a former tag team champion with Shelton Benjamin. He was a part of the Hurt Business. He's ultra talented. He's extra talented. He's great at what he does in the ring. He knows how to bump well. He knows how to do moves well. He's a very great professional wrestler. But the problem is that they don't market him like he's up for par. So what I think they should do is sit in the NXT. He would flourish in NXT if Cedric Alexander would go to NXT. I think he should go down there and put him in the North American title hunt as well. That's what I think they should do with Cedric Alexander. But Big Bronson Reed, he's knocking him off every time he gets in the ring. But is this going to help him have a title push? Now, this what I would say could happen. If Seth Rollins, to retain the title, listen to what I'm going to tell you. Why don't you have a number one contenders match and put Big Bronson Reed in it? Big Bronson Reed could get that push as a champion. Do not Braun Strowman him. Also, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, the New Day and the Viking Raiders, well, one of the Viking Raiders, Ivar is destroying the New Day, man. When are they going to stop this storyline? This is getting ridiculous. And I'll tell you another storyline that I'm tired of seeing as well. But this storyline here between the New Day and the Viking Raiders is getting old. Not only that storyline, ladies and gentlemen, but Alpha Academy versus Imperium. That is getting old. You guys want to push Chad Gable, but then you don't want to push him. Make your mind up what you're going to do with Chad Gable. Either you're going to have him leave Alpha Academy, or you're going to put these guys in the tag team hunt for the tag team titles. That's the next move I see. If you're not going to change, if you're not going to turn Maxine against them, then put them in a tag team title hunt. Because Alpha Academy is good enough to once again be the tag team champions. If that's what you're going to do. Or send them to NXT and let them compete on there. Because that's what you guys are doing. You're taking half of the roster over there. And by the way, let me say this here, and I'm gonna go off and talk about another segment on wrestling. Dana Brooke fit well back in NXT. Because I believe that Dana Brooke could have been the NXT Women's Champion. But they released her, but she was fitting her role well in NXT. The second go round. I don't know. It's just hard to say. I don't know. You release a lot of guys and things like that there. Me and my old man was talking about this last night while Raw was on. He says, how much you want to bet now that Edge is in AEW, Dolph Ziggler is going to be there. Dolph Ziggler is going to be in AEW because of the fact of the matter, his brother is over in AEW. Ryan Nemeth is in AEW. Shelton Benjamin is going to be in AEW. Mustafa Ali could possibly be in AEW. I just don't see them not grabbing those three superstars right there. And could possibly be grabbing a Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke would fit better on Impact. There's a story out that CM Punk could possibly be coming to Impact Wrestling. Like I told you guys, when CM Punk first got released, let go from AEW, that Impact Wrestling, Billy Corgan and I think not Billy Corgan, but Scott D'Amore, would sign him in a heartbeat. Look out to see if CM Punk goes to Impact Wrestling before he could possibly make a shot back at WWE. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. These are the bar the none facts about what I'm saying. Nia Jax versus Raquel Rodriguez next week. Nia Jax has a path of people she's gotten into. Shayna Baszler's one. Rhea Ripley is one. Don't you think that Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax is going to cross paths? Absolutely, they're going to cross paths. Nia Jax could be the one to beat Rhea Ripley, but I doubt it. Because like I keep telling you, they want Rhea Ripley to have a Roman Reigns type run as the women's champion on Raw. She's untouchable. She's the best thing on there right now. That's why, and I'm going to tell you this, and I tell people this all the time. That's why you don't see Becky Lynch crossing paths with Rhea Ripley. Because of this reason why right here. They do not want them to touch yet. This could be a match for WrestleMania. Becky versus Rhea. It could happen at Mania because it happened during the pandemic. No, I'm lying. It happened. Charlotte Flair had wrestled Rhea at the pandemic. I think Rhea wrestled Becky at one of the pay-per-views and Becky beat her. I can't remember, was it WrestleMania? One of them. I can't remember which one it was, but it happened and Rhea did not beat Becky. But that is going to be a rivalry soon. Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. Right now, Becky Lynch is handling the NXT thing as the NXT Women's Champion. And they do it for a reason, because they want stock into the product by bringing the main event stars over there. Tiffany Stratton is a future WWE Women's Champion on the main roster, because the girl has the skill set and the talk and the charisma to be one of those, believe it or not. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Tegan Knox is getting the push now. Tegan Knox is now went up against Chelsea Green, and I want to know, why did she come back to WWE to be a jobber? Chelsea Green is nothing but a jobber. She's a champion with a belt that jobs. Her, Piper Niven doesn't even get in the ring and fight like that. But Chelsea does. And what I think is going to happen is Tegan Knox and Natalya could possibly be a team that probably challenges them for the women's tag team titles, and they take the belt off of Piper and Chelsea. That could happen. Also, Zori and Shayna. That could happen with them. They're making tag teams under our noses that they don't know what they're doing, but they are. They're doing it. And that's the thing about that there. But we'll have to see where the storyline goes with Jey Uso after, Fastlane. Also, it's going to be interesting to see Jimmy Uso and Sikoa. They're on SmackDown. Cody and Jay are going to SmackDown. So we're going to see what happens. Does Jey Uso intertwine with his brothers? That could happen. That could happen this coming Friday on SmackDown as we get close to the WWE pay-per-view Fastlane. Oh, man. Wrestling has been interesting this week. Sports is being interested this week. You're going to see some great baseball games that's playing right now. I will come back on, possibly give my thoughts on those. Who does what? It's been an eventful week as well. We are here for a purpose. We're here to help somebody. We're here to give good vibes to people, be in great spirits and things like that. And that's all I want from people. I want people to know that, hey, my day might not be going as well, but I don't want your day to go bad because mine's go bad. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that for nobody else. Things like that. Also, there's been some requests from me to talk about some of the greatest players in my life of basketball, NBA players, some of my top wrestlers, of course. I still think that Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time. I hear them calling John Cena the greatest of all time, but not until he wins the 17th title that I will say that about John Cena or Charlotte Flair. And it's interesting because we've come a long way with sports, as well as the medicine, the treatment of things, the technology of things. A lot of things have come. Technology has came a long way from the 90s, from even the 2000s, even from the 2010s. Come a long way, you know. A lot of people still have flip phones. Most of us now got iPhones, Samsungs, Android, excuse me. Uh, you don't see too many people with the cordless phones no more, only in businesses, you know. Uh, the rotary phone where you and it comes back, dial up internet, you know. Now everything is high speed, you know. Even the games have evolved. When we used to have the pixel on the Nintendo, now you see how Mario looks so different, you know. The young kids like, is this Mario? When they play the old school games, they don't know if that's Mario or not. But, you know, as we evolve as well as the good things evolve, man, the evil and bad stays the same. And that's what we're trying to get up out of. We're trying to get up out of the evil times. We're trying to make it through the good times, the good life, the good things. And that takes place only with God in our lives. You know, God protects us from seen and unseen things. Some things happen in our lives that sometimes we can't get a hold of unless God help us get a hold of it. You know what I'm saying? And also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to support breast cancer awareness this month. This is the month of October. No, November is the month of men care awareness. But we are here to support breast cancer awareness. And I want everybody to just get a little, even if you just got to put a band on your wrist that's supporting breast cancer awareness, or even a pin, or even wear something pink. We're supporting it the whole month of October, that we can find a cure for breast cancer awareness, that God will bless somebody to get over breast cancer awareness. That's the main thing why we supporting it. We're trying to find a way to just come against this so that not only women but also men can live a long life. And for that being said, I am Mike D. I will be back on later on to go over the results of the Major League Baseball wildcard games. God bless you. God keep you. I will see you guys later. Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? It's your boy Mike D coming back, talking to y'all here again. I was just going through some of the baseball games. I saw that the Rangers beat the Rays. The Twins are playing right now, and the Twins are winning. It's very interesting to see what happens in these other games as well. We have the Phillies and the Marlins, and I think that's the last game of the day. I do believe that this is what's going to happen with them. I think that the Marlins are going to beat the Phillies. Twins are going to win. And I just want to see who's going to be out there doing what they need to do today. You know, this is now about the survival of the fittest. It's really sunny outside. I thank God for the weather. It's beautiful weather out here in the country. Sitting on the porch of my dad. Shout out to the Point Place players. It's just, you know, a beautiful day. Getting ready for NXT in about over a little under 2 hours. See what happens with Becky. See what happens with Stax and Tony, tag team champions. See what happens with the women's breakout tournament. A lot of things that are going to take place on NXT tonight. Trick Williams and Dominique in a rematch. I think that Baby Mysterio will possibly win the title back tonight. I could be wrong. With the new NXT champion, no longer Carmelo Hayes. What's his next move now? Braun Breaker, how is he going to come back now after losing to Baron Corbin? Wow, I thought that Corbin was going to lose that match, but no. Braun Breaker took the loss. Wow. So we'll have to see what happens with all that on NXT as well. Tomorrow we'll be talking more about, baseball and other things, factions that my boy, shout out to Fadeaway, want me to talk about as well. But we're going to be interested. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Until then, have a good day.